Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Carly tells him he's a good man, but he has a new baby, and that is something to celebrate. She says he also shouldn't feel guilty, as he didn't do anything wrong, and the judge made her decision. Michael wants Willow to be a mom to their kids again, but Drew is the problem. Michael and Carly talk. Carly says Drew is family, which is the most sickening part in all of this. Michael says that Drew using Wiley was a despicable move. Carly notes Willow seems blind to Drew, but Michael vows that will change. Carly advises Michael. Michael says if there is any chance of Willow seeing her kids again, he needs to get rid of Drew. He thinks that if he can force her to see that she lost her kids because of Drew, then she might walk away from him. Nina tries to convince Willow to wait at the pool. Nina is stunned by the news that Willow is marrying Drew right after divorcing Michael. Willow insists this is how she'll get her kids back. Willow explains that if they present themselves as a legally married and stable couple, the judge will give her generous visitation rights. Nina worries the judge may see this as a tactic, and the judge will think she's only marrying Drew to work the system. She also points out that the judge doesn't want to see her making reckless decisions. Willow doesn't listen. Willow says Martin suggested this, but Nina doesn't think it means she needs to marry Drew right away. Nina tells Willow not to elope or have a quick wedding, but have a real wedding so the judge knows it's real and not a marriage of convenience. Nina begs Willow to wait till Jordan and Curtis relive their past. Jordan runs into Curtis, and they chat. Jordan reveals that with her new job and salary, she is upgrading her living situation and moving. They take a trip down memory lane and recall a stakeout case they worked on in Baltimore in the blazing summer heat. Jordan remembers them celebrating by the waterfront after they caught the guy, and it was the best feeling ever. Curtis agrees. Curtis and Jordan talk. Martin gives Drew good news. Martin meets Drew in his office and tells him that Tracy has caved, and they have her where they want her. Drew says this is the second best thing to happen today, the first being Willow agreeing to marry him. Martin says it's a smart strategy, but Drew says he also loves Willow, so it's not just a strategy. Soon they'll be sharing the same last name, Quartermain. Tracy has misgivings at the Quartermain mansion. Tracy tells Brooke Lynn about Drew's offer to make the ketamine charges go away, and she has to decide if she will give in and read his statement. Brooke Lynn doesn't see what the problem is. Tracy says her pride wants her to go to court and fight these ridiculous charges. Brooke Lynn thinks Tracy could lose given she already tried to frame Alexis for drunk driving once, so she might need to suck it up and take Drew's offer. Brooke Lynn tells Tracy to suck it up. Brooke Lynn tells Tracy that if the Quartermain name is what Drew needs, then give it to him. It doesn't make him a Quartermain, and they'll never accept him as one. Tracy decides to proceed with the conference, and Brooke Lynn insists on going with her. Tracy is unsure. Trina is shaken by Kai's news. Kai stops by the gallery to see Trina, and tells her he accepts Drew's internship. He explains he'll be working for Drew from his office in Port Charles, so he won't be relocating to DC. Trina is happy that he's staying in Port Charles, but he wonders how she feels about the job. Trina admits she doesn't trust Drew, and working with him is a mistake. Kai's big news. Kai knows her parents have issues with Drew, but he's been nothing but good to him. Drew is giving him a chance to get into politics on a national level. He's interested in seeing where this goes, and he just hopes this won't come between them. He also says perhaps Drew will give him a reason not to like him, but he has to learn that himself. He gets Paige to attend a press conference and says he'll call her later. She kisses him and says she doesn't have to agree with him to be on his side, and he's got this. Trina hates Drew. Isaiah gives Portia a show at the hospital. Portia sits in the locker room and is sore from long hours. Isaiah appears in a towel and says he's sorry and thought he was alone in here. She says it's fine, she's just had a 16-hour shift. She's trying to work up the energy to go home, but she can't find it. Isaiah in a towel. As Isaiah dresses, he asks why the co-chief of staff is working such a long shift. She explains she filled in for Dr. Park, and admits she's been avoiding going home. Isaiah suggests she find a way not to think about work or home. Portia is unhappy. Isaiah calls her a superstar, but she's no good to the patients or staff if she runs herself into the ground. He says she needs to have fun. Portia has no idea what that is anymore, so Isaiah says they will change that. He says it is a beautiful day and they will have some fun. Isaiah has an idea. Isaiah's not so great idea. Back at the pool, Curtis and Jordan note how that stakeout was a long time ago, and they have come a long way individually and in their careers. Portia and Isaiah show up, and Curtis gets a call from Trina. She's at the gallery and asks him to come by. Curtis takes off, leaving Jordan to relax on her own. Jordan and Curtis judge. Portia rants to Isaiah about Jordan and Curtis' behavior, which she doesn't think is proper, especially in public. Isaiah admits he's not impartial as he and Jordan used to date. Portia and Isaiah grab a table, and Isaiah thinks this situation is adding to her stress, and they should go. Portia won't be run off and notes Curtis didn't even notice she was here before he left, so something else more important must be on his mind. Across the pool, Willow understands what her mother is saying, but this may be the only way to get her kids back. Nina again urges her not to rush into this, and they can plan this wedding together. Willow says she'll think about waiting. Willow says she needs to go and walks off like a zombie. Nina and Willow talk on the Metro Court patio. Carly asks Michael if he will keep Willow and Drew out of his children's lives for good. Michael says Drew will never be a part of his children's lives, but he wants Willow to be. Michael takes off. Later, when Carly is alone, Nina grabs her and warns her that if she doesn't get through to Michael, Willow will marry Drew. Text reads, "Subscribe to Soap's General Hospital newsletter. Get breaking news alerts, daily recaps, exclusive interviews and spoilers sent straight to your inbox. https://cloud.emailed-soaps.com/sign up across town." Willow goes to the Quartermains to see Michael. He tells her the kids are out with Yuri. She knows and she came to see him. The press conference will begin momentarily. Tracy and Brooklyn arrive at City Hall, where Chase is waiting for them for additional support. Martin appears with the script that Tracy is to read. He then introduces the topic of the press conference to those in attendance and says it will begin shortly. Brooklyn vents to Chase that Drew framed her grandmother, and that she'd never let herself be caught if she really committed the crime. Meanwhile, Drew gloats to Tracy that it didn't have to come to this, but now that the shoe is on the other foot, it proves he's a real Quartermain. Tracy mumbles, "Think again," to herself. Drew and Tracy judge. Drew spots Kai and is glad he is here. He tells Kai that after today, he and Tracy can put this ketamine nonsense behind them, and he'll have the Quartermain name back. Kai flashes to overhearing Curtis mentioning finding Jacinda, and paying her to say Drew took the ketamine willingly. In the show's final moments, Curtis arrives at the gallery and asks Trina what is wrong. She tells him that Kai has accepted a position as Drew's intern. Curtis tells her not to let the tension between him and Drew affect her and Kai, who seems like a good guy. Trina knows her dad is trying to find the escort, but how does that protect her mom? She needs to know what trouble her mom is in. At the pool, Portia tells Isaiah that you can't fix a situation until you know what you are dealing with. Isaiah gets a call he has to take and steps away. Portia takes the opportunity to see Jordan, and she snaps that Jordan must be exhausted from entertaining her husband all afternoon. Carly and Nina argue on the Metro Court patio. Carly tells Nina that she feels awful for Willow, but there is nothing she can do. Nina says that eventually Willow will get visitation, and they can't let Drew be an influence on those children. She knows she can pry Willow away from Drew if she can see her kids. She tells Carly it's in all their best interests if Michael lets Willow see her kids now rather than later. Willow and Michael talk at the mansion. Willow admits to Michael that she never expected to lose custody, and she doesn't want to have to go through that again. She says they need to set a good example for Wiley and Amelia, and they have to be better to one another. Michael agrees. Willow wants to be fully transparent with him, and tells him she and Drew are getting married. At the press conference, Drew opens by stating everyone knows the Quartermains are a contentious group, and they have decided not to clog up the courts and waste the taxpayers' money with what is a family dispute. So they will be settling this dispute in-house, and he has encouraged the PCPD to drop the charges against his aunt. He says his Aunt Tracy would like to address them now. Tracy and Drew's conference. Tracy steps up to the podium and begins reading the prepared remarks. However, she fumbles and cannot call Drew by the name Quartermain. She says she can't do this. She tells everyone that Drew doesn't deserve the Quartermain name. He did drugs and then framed her, and he should be thrown out of office the same way Monica threw him out of the family home. Martin in shock. On the next General Hospital, Tracy tells the truth at Drew's press conference. Jordan tells Portia to be a woman and step up. Trina tells Curtis that she thinks he's making a big mistake. Lucy meets with Marco and Jens and says she could still make it happen. Nina warns Carly. That will be the beginning of the end of their relationship. Willow tells Michael, I know you are used to getting your way, but not this time. General Hospital spoilers and updates for the week of Monday, June 23rd to Friday, June 27th. Tease shocking surveillance, embarrassing moments and serious warnings. Jen Sidwell's shocking surveillance revealed. Tracy Quartermain causes embarrassing moments with a public display, and Michael Corinthos delivers a serious warning. Shocking surveillance. Sidwell's shocking surveillance of Port Charles citizens is revealed as he looks at photos taken of Gio Palmieri and Christina Corinthos Davis without their knowledge. It seems rather obvious that Sidwell is assembling a group of targets to attack, all related in some way to Sonny Corinthos, including his newly revealed grandson Gio. What's shocking is that none of them have noticed themselves being surveilled, and the person with the camera must have a telescoping lens to get close-ups like are shown. Read more. Find out what happened on the last episode of Judge Sonny's voice is heard over the views of Sidwell, looking at the photos of Gio and Christina, and the presumption is he may be talking to Jason Morgan, perhaps others. It wouldn't be surprising if he warns Anna Devane and Dante Falconeri as well. Violence is coming to Port Charles and we got to stop it. Embarrassing moments. It is also obvious that Tracy has been convinced to attend Drew Kane's press conference, where it appears she causes some embarrassing moments in a public display. She is behind the podium as Drew says, My Aunt Tracy would like to address her yourself, and she says, I have to tell you the truth. Martin Gray and Kai Taylor are in the audience and they are both shocked and taken aback at the truth Tracy reveals. The big question is she telling the truth she agreed to, which isn't the truth previously with Michael and Curtis Ashford to make Drew think he's won, or her own truth? By the shocked looks on Kai and Martin's face, and Martin's hands appearing paused while clapping, whatever Tracy says is some kind of a doozy. Read this. General Hospital spoilers. Sidwell comes half clean with Sonny. It won't end well. Brooklyn doesn't like what she sees, and she and Chase make a realization. Brooklyn Quartermain. Chase doesn't like what she sees, and later she and Harrison Chase make a realization. It's possible that they are also reacting to the truth that Tracy exposes at Drew's press conference. As Chase looks downwards and Brooklyn says, Oh no. It's plain that they are somewhere. People are standing and sitting close together, as a man's shoulder is in the shot to the right of Chase. On the other hand, this shot could be at baby Daisy Gilmore Corinthos' christening service, which will take place on Friday, when Brooklyn and Chase make the realization. The same day, Sonny will be in for a shock. Will Sidwell crash the service and bring danger? Serious warnings. In the Quartermain mansion, Michael has obviously summoned Willow Tate for a serious talk about their children, Wiley and Amelia Corinthos. He makes his point brusquely, and from the look on Willow's face, he's making his point crystal clear as well. He looks her in the eye and in no uncertain terms, he warns, if you marry Drew, I will make sure that you never see our kids again. Willow is obviously forced to question her decision to accept Drew's proposal, in spite of Martin's legal advice that marriage would put her in a better place for custody. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with GH right now. Come back. General Hospital spoilers and updates for Tuesday, June 24th. Tease the claws come out. Truth is told and someone fights back. Want more General Hospital news? Get updates on the latest General Hospital news straight to your inbox. Website your email. Subscribe. We use your personal data for interest-based advertising, as outlined in our privacy notice. The claws come out between Jordan Ashford and Portia Robinson. Tracy Quartermain tells the truth and Willow Tate fights back. The claws come out. At the Metro Court pool, the claws come out between Jordan and Portia after Portia and Isaiah Gannon saw Jordan and Curtis Ashford together. Portia was rattled, and now she's lashing out at Jordan. Jordan rises to her feet, and it looks like a catfight's ready to happen. Jordan challenges Portia to be a woman and step up, and if Isaiah's still there, he will likely break it up. The rivalry between Jordan and Portia goes back for years, even when Jordan was in the DEA with Portia's ex, Marcus Taggart. It doesn't help that Jordan isn't sure how she feels with Curtis confiding his marriage troubles to her. Truth told, in the meantime, Tracy is still at Drew Kane's press conference where she couldn't stick with the script she was given. Instead, she told everyone that Drew took the ketamine willingly and framed her for supplying it and drugging him. Everyone there to support her was shocked, as well as Kai Taylor and Martin Gray. Brooke Lynn Quartermaine Chase and Harrison Chase were blindsided as well. Tracy is still at the podium at the presser, which is being broadcast on television, and says, "I have to tell you the truth. Read this. General Hospital Marco learns Brit is alive. Is Lulu in danger from a Brooke Lynn/Brit alliance? Daughter's worries elsewhere. At the Jerome Art Gallery where Trina Robinson called Curtis to meet her, she is obviously worried. She has grave concerns about Kai taking a position as Drew's congressional intern, even if he's not moving to Washington, D.C. But it seems that what is on Trina's mind and heart is mistakes she feels her father is making, not her boyfriend. She tells Curtis that she thinks he is making a mistake, possibly alluding to the marital problem she now is sure they are having. Curtis and Portia may be trying to hide it, but Trina is perceptive, and Kai overheard some things he wished he hadn't. Curtis will reassure his daughter. Read this. General Hospital spoilers. Sasha may not die after all. Will Robert and Holly fake her death? Plotting meeting? Also at the Metro Court pool, sitting at a table, are Lucy Coe, Jen Sidwell, and Marco Rios. It seems they're having some kind of planning meeting, as she tells them she perhaps could still make it happen. Just what kind of event are Marco and Jen's working on together? And how does Lucy fit into it? It has to be something to do with Deception Cosmetics, and the rare mineral they need for one of their products and Jen's has access to, or is it real estate related? It looks like Marco might be doing some lawyering for his father behind the scenes, as well as working for Alexis Davis and Diane Miller. Read this. The 3 General Hospital Explosive Moments week of June 23rd to 27th. Carly and Nina work together again. It looks like Nina Reeves and Carly Spencer are working together again. Still talking at the pool after Willow left. Nina is determined as Carly is to take Drew out of the equation when it comes to their mutual grandchildren's custody. Nina has some kind of plan as she reaches out for help to an unlikely source, and Carly will plead with Michael Corinthos. Nina doesn't mince words as she tells Carly, this will be the beginning of the end of their relationship. Carly looks at her like she certainly hopes Nina is right. Read this. General Hospital's newest love triangle, Anna, Ada Turner, and Sunny, fighting back. In the meantime, Willow, having gained her strength back, fights back against Michael as they talk at the Quartermaine mansion. Michael had threatened her that if she went through with her marriage to Drew, she'd never see their children again. Michael has sole custody of Wiley and Amelia Corinthos and no visitation. Willow retorts, I know you're used to getting your way, but not this time. Just what might she have in mind? That certainly sounds like a threat. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with GH right now. Come back here often for General Hospital spoilers, news, and updates. Willow Tate fights back. The claws come out. At the Metro Court pool, the claws come out between Jordan and Portia after Portia and Isaiah Gannon saw Jordan and Curtis Ashford together. Portia was rattled, and now she's lashing out at Jordan. Jordan rises to her feet, and it looks like a catfight's ready to happen. Jordan challenges Portia to be a woman and step up, and if Isaiah's still there, he will likely break it up. The rivalry between Jordan and Portia goes back for years, even when Jordan was in the DEA with Portia's ex, Marcus Taggart. It doesn't help that Jordan isn't sure how she feels with Curtis confiding his marriage troubles to her. Truth told, in the meantime, Tracy is still at Drew Kane's press conference where she couldn't stick with the script she was given. Instead, she told everyone that Drew took the ketamine willingly and framed her for supplying it and drugging him. Everyone there to support her was shocked, as well as Kai Taylor and Martin Gray. Brooke Lynn Quartermaine Chase and Harrison Chase were blindsided as well. Tracy is still at the podium at the presser, which is being broadcast on television, and says, I have to tell you the truth. Read this. General Hospital Marco learns Brit is alive. Is Lulu in danger from a Brooke Lynn/Brit alliance? Daughter's worries elsewhere. At the Jerome Art Gallery where Trina Robinson called Curtis to meet her, she is obviously worried. She has grave concerns about Kai taking a position as Drew's congressional intern, even if he's not moving to Washington, D.C. But it seems that what is on Trina's mind and heart is mistakes she feels her father is making, not her boyfriend. She tells Curtis that she thinks he is making a mistake, possibly alluding to the marital problem she now is sure they are having. Curtis and Portia may be trying to hide it, but Trina is perceptive, and Kai overheard some things he wished he hadn't. Curtis will reassure his daughter. Read this. General Hospital spoilers. Sasha may not die after all. Will Robert and Holly fake her death? Plotting meeting? Also at the Metro Court pool, sitting at a table are Lucy Coe, Jen Sidwell and Marco Rios. It seems they're having some kind of planning meeting as she tells them she perhaps could still make it happen. Just what kind of event are Marco and Jen's working on together? And how does Lucy fit into it? It has to be something to do with Deception Cosmetics, and the rare mineral they need for one of their products and Jen's has access to, or is it real estate related? It looks like Marco might be doing some lawyering for his father behind the scenes, as well as working for Alexis Davis and Diane Miller. Read this. The 3 General Hospital Explosive Moments week of June 23rd to 27th. Carly and Nina work together again. It looks like Nina Reeves and Carly Spencer are working together again. Still talking at the pool after Willow left. Nina is determined as Carly is to take Drew out of the equation when it comes to their mutual grandchildren's custody. Nina has some kind of plan as she reaches out for help to an unlikely source, and Carly will plead with Michael Corinthos. Nina doesn't mince words as she tells Carly, this will be the beginning of the end of their relationship. Carly looks at her like she certainly hopes Nina is right. Read this. General Hospital's newest love triangle, Anna, Ada Turner and Sunny, fighting back. In the meantime, Willow, having gained her strength back, fights back against Michael as they talk at the Quartermaine mansion. Michael had threatened her that if she went through with her marriage to Drew, she'd never see their children again. Michael has sole custody of Wiley and Amelia Corinthos and no visitation. Willow retorts, I know you're used to getting your way, but not this time. Just what might she have in mind? That certainly sounds like a threat. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with GH right now. Come back here often for General Hospital spoilers, news and updates. A press conference between Drew and Tracy was always bound to end in disaster during the June 23, 2025 episode of General Hospital. Press conference chaos. Curtis connived the perfect plan to retaliate against Drew. And it all started with Tracy sucking up her pride for the greater good. She agreed to hold a press conference with her nephew, apologizing for the drugging she didn't actually commit and giving Drew back the Quartermaine name. Of course it couldn't be that easy. When everyone gathered for the press conference, including Kai, who officially took the internship with Drew, the congressman began with his statement about no longer pursuing the investigation into his aunt. But when it was time for Tracy to speak, that was when things took a turn, mostly for Drew. Watch this. Did you know Soap Hub has a podcast? Check it out here. Tracy struggled to refer to him as Drew Quartermaine, which prompted her to say she needed to tell the truth. She admitted Drew framed her for drugging him, and was a disgrace to the Quartermaine name, shocking the press in the room. Join the Soap Hub community and make your opinion matter. Comment knowing Drew. He won't take that lying down. And now he's got Kai on his side to help him do damage control. Having no idea that Kai knows Curtis is searching for the prostitute who drugged him. Marriage mayhem also on the Drew front. After Willow told Nina her plan to marry Drew, Nina took this newfound information to Carly, while Willow brought it to Michael. He was just starting to have some sympathy for his ex-wife, but now that he knows how quickly she's jumping into a marriage with Drew just after their divorce, he may not be so sympathetic anymore. Read this. Here's what's coming up on GH. How do you think Drew will react to Tracy's outburst? Let us know in the comments. Have a sizzling fan theory you're dying to share? We'd love to hear it. Send our managing editor all the juicy details at amber@soaphub.com. Your twist might just be the next hot topic. Tensions ignite as secrets spill and emotions erupt. In Port Charles, tensions are rising as secrets once buried start to bubble up, and characters who were once silent now find their voices. It's no longer a time for quiet whispers or backstage alliances. It's full-on confrontation time. Lines are being drawn, loyalties are being tested, and the masks are coming off. Those who once played nice are now sharpening their claws, and they're not backing down. As truths come to light and deception is unmasked, one thing becomes clear. Nobody is walking away from this unscathed. Nina reaches her boiling point. Nina Reeves has held her tongue long enough, but the betrayal and judgment from those closest to her have finally pushed her too far. She's been painted as the villain in too many tales, especially after the SSE bombshell, and she's tired of being the scapegoat. This week she's finally ready to take back her power. Nina's confrontation with Carly isn't just another round of snide remarks and barbed commentary. It's raw, personal and deeply rooted in years of unresolved tension. Carly may think she holds the moral high ground, but Nina is prepared to unleash every inconvenient truth she's kept bottled up. She's done being painted as the homewrecker and the outsider. Carly doesn't back down. Carly Corinthos, never one to be outdone in a war of words, fires right back. She's been pushed, betrayed, and dragged through the mud herself, and she isn't about to let Nina twist the narrative. Carly's fighting not just for her dignity, but for her family, her legacy, and her sense of justice. With Sunny now more of a question mark than a constant, and her relationship shifting around her, Carly is determined to stay strong and protect what's hers. If Nina wants a war, Carly's not afraid to return fire with fire. And with Jason back in her corner, she may have more backup than Nina expected. Ava's caught in the middle. Meanwhile, Ava Jerome finds herself stuck between two warring factions. She's developed an unexpected rapport with Nina, especially after everything they've been through. But her history with Carly, and more importantly with Sunny, leaves her torn. Ava knows that staying neutral isn't going to be an option much longer. The drama surrounding Sunny's inner circle is heating up, and sooner or later, Ava will be forced to choose a side. Michael and Willow find themselves at a crossroads. In another part of town, Michael Corinthos and Willow Tate are dealing with fallout of their own. Secrets about the SEC tip-off have caused fractures, and now their carefully rebuilt life feels unstable again. Michael, furious that his father could be even considering reconciling with Nina, is starting to question not only his relationship with Sunny, but his own path as a husband and father. Willow, ever the peacemaker, is trying to keep things grounded, but even she's struggling to balance the truth with forgiveness. The strength of their marriage may be tested more than ever, as they navigate a world where deceit seems to lurk behind every familiar face. Dex fights for his freedom. Over on the more dangerous end of Port Charles, Dex Heller is working overtime to clear his name. After months spent infiltrating Sunny's organization, Dex is now stuck in limbo. With Sunny growing increasingly suspicious and Jocelyn worried for his safety, Dex knows time is running out. He's not just trying to escape Sunny's wrath. He's fighting for a clean slate and a shot at a real future. Unfortunately, his past actions may come back to haunt him. Someone in the shadows is collecting dirt, and Dex might be their next target. Spencer and Trina. Love under pressure. Spencer Cassadine and Trina Robinson's love story has been anything but easy. This week, they're facing new tests that will challenge their commitment. Spencer, ever drawn to family loyalty and torn by the Cassadine legacy, finds himself slipping into old habits. Trina, strong and grounded, won't tolerate being sidelined. The two may be in love, but the weight of family secrets, personal ambition, and external threats could pull them in different directions. Will they fight for each other, or give in to the pressure? Valentine and Anna's dangerous game. Valentine Cassadine and Anna Devane have danced around trust issues for months, but their connection remains magnetic and dangerous. With Valentine making shady deals behind closed doors and Anna questioning his every move, their relationship is once again teetering on the edge. Anna, ever the truth seeker, is not letting her guard down. She's in full spy mode, following leads that could put both her career and her heart at risk. The truth she uncovers could shatter more than just a relationship. It might blow up alliances across the entire town. Final thoughts. No more holding back. As Port Charles spirals deeper into chaos, the days of subtle manipulation and quiet side-eyes are over. Everyone has something to say, and they're saying it loud. Whether it's Nina standing up for herself, Carly refusing to cave, or Michael challenging Sunny's judgment, the battles ahead are going to be intense and deeply personal. The claws are out, the truths are being told, and no one is playing nice anymore. In a town built on secrets and strategy, the ones who survive are those who are willing to fight back, and fight hard.